Hello. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. And I hope that you're having a great day. I'm on here to do my 33 days of self mastery so that you can collect the wholeness and the fullness of yourself, bringing your aspects into oneness. Today's aspect we're going to talk about is creativity. I don't know how many times you've maybe heard me say this. If you followed me and you've heard me say this, make sure to let me know also where you're tuning in from. But we came here with inside of us something that we're to birth, something that we're to create, something that we're to craft. And it's associated with not just our ability to kind of recreate ourselves, which is part of the process and I would say probably the foundation of being able to come into the expression of creativity. But with that being said, we also assigned in our soul contract in order to birth something, to be something, to do something, to leave a legacy. And so, in that, if you are going through this ascension journey and you're on the pathway to this higher consciousness and connecting more to your divinity, the closer you get to that divinity, the closer you become attached and connected to the frequencies of what I call the vortex, where you basically merge with that source energy. You really already are. It's just you're removing the interference that's keeping you limited, that's keeping you in a lacking space, that's keeping your interference blocking you from connecting to your highest version of you or the highest frequency or the vibration, because we're vibrational beings. And so what that really means is that because you came here, your soul is longing to create something. We all have in us some form of creativity that wants to be expressed. So if you have inside of you this knowing and this truth that wants to come out and express itself in a form of creativity, and you're not being creative, all of that energy is inside of you and it's creating like an inferno, and it creates that flame inside of you, that passion inside of you that is causing you to basically transmute over and over again in a cycle. So I say this so many times, but if you've heard me say that, let me know. But the reason I'm saying it here for creativity is because there's something that wants to birth out of the energy that's being transformed inside of you. So we are like batteries, and we came here to use this energy and I'm just trying to feel what the right word would be for this. And it's interesting because I feel this sense of a block. And you know what I feel like? Feels like even a collective block. Okay, so I'm feeling it attached to the throat chakra. And part of that is the ability to express yourself in a way that exits your body. And that means be able to verbally speak your truth. And I just realized my mic's not up here, so I hope you can hear me. So I'm going to move this really quick. So basically, with that being said, it's going to be important that you learn how to transmute that energy, or I should say transform it from a lower state to a higher state. And then out of that becomes this momentum and energy and fuel, let's call it fuel, that you can put into something. And I don't know about if you are a creative, and what I will say about that, some people are definitely more creative than others. However, everyone has it inside of them. But if you are a creative and you're used to creating, you will relate to me on this. And if you are, let me know. But there's a sense of energy that comes back to you when you do create. So when you put that fuel that you're creating through the transcendence and transformation of a low frequency to a higher frequency, that energy put into fuel in order to create something then becomes and feeds a loop back to you, that you actually gain energy from the creation, and not to mention fulfillment, a sense of feeling gratitude, that's where, like, when I wrote my book, the first time I wrote a book, Twin Flame Code Breaker, that book was basically something that I birthed that I knew that was locked away inside of me, and I didn't know how to get it out. And I didn't know how to, like, unlock inside of me this what needed to be birthed. And see, and I knew it was a book. I still didn't know how to get the words on paper. And even though I was getting words on paper, they weren't in the right format. They were very jumbled. They were a reflection of my own, like, chaos, really. So that's why when a lot of times when people do write, and that's why when you journal and you get those things out of you and you look at it, it might look a little chaotic, but that is okay. You're getting it out of you. And the key in that is, so let's use that as an example. When you do write a book, you don't just sit down and write the finished product. And while I'm sitting, or multiple sittings, and just like, you don't sit down and just write a chapter and it just comes out the way you see it. There is layering effects, there is processes, there is some structure to that, there is, like, practice in that, and there is discipline, and there is showing up, and there is also the idea that when you put the energy into it, you actually go through the process of the experience you're creating, whatever you're creating or whatever you're writing about. So whatever you're writing about, you have experienced before. And while you're writing about it, you're going to experience it again. And so this is kind of what I'm saying. By putting yourself in a position to create, then it literally takes the energy that you've got bottled up inside of you and puts it into something that then helps you get it out of you, and it manifests in some other form. And that's why people talk about, well, there's a book out there actually on this called Write It Down, Make It Happen. It's a very powerful book. I highly recommend it if you haven't read that before. But it's literally about, taking pen to paper, which, by the way, automatic writing is, like, really important when you're doing your writing or journaling, because doing it with a pen and paper literally infuses the energy, and it's a different creative process than sitting down and trying to type something out. So what I tend to do a lot of writing in, like, free flow, and, I'll write a lot of times 2 or 3 hours sometimes before I get out of bed. And then when I go to actually doing the writing process, I extract the nuggets from that stuff, and then I formulate it like in a puzzle that goes into, like, a document on, a Word document. And then those puzzle pieces just go together and form until I get the structure done. And then I don't even know what it always is until the writing comes in, and the writing that comes in then might, the threading all those thoughts together or those concepts together, then that brings in another layer of more thoughts, more awareness, more ideas, more creation, more seeing the bigger picture of what you're actually doing. Hey there, Blue Ray. Love your butterflies. Thank you. Oh, I got my butterfly in today. So anyway, we're talking about creation if you're just joining me, and that the creative process, being creative and creativity, is an aspect that we need to bring into wholeness. We need to utilize it. We need to put it into motion as a tool that can heal us, because you will heal in the process. And when I created this deck, Twin Flame Ascension card deck, it took 6.5 years. Every time I went through a process of working on this, a round of whatever it took, whether it was the concept or putting graphics together or coming up with the designs, and then creating, the templates, and then the ideas, and then it again shuffled around like a puzzle. And then it was a new artist that took a year to recreate it. And then it went through its whole process. Then it went to the publisher. So every step of that way, and then I had to write the book after all of that. And so after, I got the contract with the publisher for it, then I wrote the book. And so when I wrote the book, I relived everything about the journey again. Okay. So, and then Tatiana, that did the actual images, the illustrations, she went through the entire process herself of the exact journey of what it was while she was creating the images. So this is what I'm saying to you. The creation is the fuel that becomes something that gets outside of you and is not an inferno inside of you. And so for you to bring that into full aspect and use creativity to your benefit, that it can heal you and it will heal others in the process, because we came here to, as I said, to deliver something, to birth something. And everyone on this planet has a book inside of them. And, it's about expressing that. Which, by the way, I'm just going to throw this out there as I'm saying that because I have a writing academy that's going to come out at some point soon and do potentially in a group academy for a writing course to help people get into writing, because so many people are contacting me about their books. And I don't know exactly when I will officially launch all of this, but if there's enough interest, I'm going to put together a small writing group for this fall to help people do exactly that, to unlock their voice, to be able to share their story, and to then learn the technical side of how to get that into form, and then help them, do that in a way that they are able to have the assistance that they need. So if you are interested in more information on that, I would need an email address to send you what I have, because I don't even have this in a website form, and I don't even know that I'm going to make one for it, because I'm just really checking for interest. But if you would email me at drharmony@twinflameexpert.com, I could send you some information, and I'm taking a list of people that are interested. So that just came through, and I guess it's a perfect timing to come through with this, even though it wasn't planned. Because even though, just on these 33-day aspects, just as an FYI, I listed them out because I'm writing about these 33 aspects, and I wanted to immerse myself in them. So that's why the best way to do is show up and practice these. I'm always saying, if you're going to talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. So me showing up here is not just talking the talk. I'm actually showing up for me to be accountable and walk the walk more than anything. I'm telling you, I'm serious. And in that though, so I'm kind of all these aspects, I'm kind of going through these aspects that we're collecting within ourselves, and I'm reviewing it on one level to put it out here this way. And then I'll be writing about these aspects for my upcoming book that'll be coming out the next one in fall or winter of 2024. And so, anyway, so that's that. But if you are interested in learning more, let me know. So now, speaking of the cards, I want to tell you something else that I have before I kind of wrap this up and close this out. But if you haven't followed me yet, I love you too. Thank you. Thank you for showing up with me, Blu-ray. And thank you for being here, because, that gives me a reason to show up, and it also fuels my flame when people share with me the impact it makes. Oh, thank you so much. I'm serious. When I say that, it really, I'm getting teary-eyed. I think I've been teary-eyed a few times in the last few days. And it's like I said yesterday, I'm like, I think I'm officially kicking in my femininity when I can start getting teary-eyed and cry. I've been doing that for a while, but it's been really getting bad the last few days. And part of that, I just want to tell you, and I'm jumping around here. Part of that is because I'm going through my own experience of collecting these aspects, and part of that's embodying them. And when you embody those things, it's about clearing the space out of your body that has trapped trauma and emotions. So I'm discovering that I haven't in a while. I've learned to do this, but it's another layer of it that I'm needing to clear. But I'm needing to create this space to connect to my body in a way that I can feel again. So we sometimes separate from our bodies. And sometimes when we go up in this ascension, or we're way out there, we are so separate, we don't know how to feel our body. And we love to energetically run and do things. And creatives are really big about this too, because, we're expansive, and our energy body and our light body is really out there. And not to mention empaths go through this process too. But I'm calling in my own aspects, is why I'm bringing that up. And in that, I'm learning to connect more, to feel more, which brings up more of the emotions that I was going with that. And so Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's even a collective thing because anything I tend to do tends to be very collective. So if you're experiencing a lot of emotional things where you just don't even really know why, but you know that, you're connecting to yourself, and what I would tell you is really listen, really pay attention, really listen to your body, because your body is trying to tell you something and your body is needing purged so you can come back in your body and connect to your body from the spirit and the body and become even more powerful, more creative. And so, okay, so what I was going to tell you was that I started this kind of just a few days ago, not this whole challenge, but I'm keeping track. So all of you that have done this, I'm got your name in the drawing for the free deck that I'm going to give away at the end of this 33 days. I will announce the winner on day 33. How's that? And we're on day 16, I think, today. So I can't believe how fast it's going. But how you get entered into the drawing is by, number one, leaving me a comment on whatever platform you are on that you're letting me know that what are you doing to be creative. So that's going to be, since the aspect is creative, give me a comment on what you're doing to be creative. Second thing is, if you tag someone, to a comment for this video on whatever platform, you get 2 additional entries. And if you share the video on whatever platform, you get 3 additional. That's 6 total, depending upon what you do. And so I'm keeping track of these. I've already started keeping track. And like I said, I'll announce the winner at the end. And so one more thing I just feel guided to say, because I also just recently launched my Lightworker Academy. That is the thing I'm really putting most of my energy into as far as promotion and as far as like creating, because I'm doing a lot of creating for that too. And which, by the way, those of you that are in my Lightworker program, I know some of you watched it, the 3rd module just got uploaded today. It's done. So it's all good in there. So those of you that are in there, you'll find your 3rd module today. And also, for those of you that maybe you're interested, the next live session with me in the group coaching that we do is this next Thursday, and it is noon Central Time, 1 New York time. But all those details are inside of the academy once you get in there on how to connect with that. But if you haven't checked it out, check out the link above or below or in my bio on my Lightworker Academy, because the point and the reason I bring that up with this and the creativity part is our purpose. We're also here for a mission to also birth that purpose. Now, one of the things I will tell you is your path is your purpose, but you're also to take that same energy and put it into healing others or helping others that heals you in the process. And so if you've not stepped into the next level of your ability to help others, inspire them in whatever way that is, then you, again, all that energy is staying inside of you, trapped inside of you, and causing that inferno effect that's going to keep you transmuting. And you don't have to go through as much transmutation if you will use the energy and the fuel of that for something creative, and your purpose is creative. There's a lot of creativity in your purpose and when you're a mission. Hi, Mandy. Hello. So anyway, so check out the link for that. And I would love, meeting any of you that's interested in that. And I will be back tomorrow. I do have my granddaughter's birthday party tomorrow, so I'm not sure exactly if I'll come on early tomorrow, before we go, because I don't know what time we'll get back. They're about almost an hour away. But I send all of you guys so much love and light and liberation, and may you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so make sure to check everything out. I'll talk to you soon.